amazing time for the tag team division here in ACW. It's been hotter than ever. Last year, we unified the Appalachian Championship Wrestling Tag Team titles and the Bluegrass Championships. So today, a special treat, the first ever defense of the new unified Tag Team Champions. Right now, we're going to welcome out the challengers. No strangers to our fans here. They represent the franchise players, handsome Nick Hamrick and the franchise, Shane Douglas.
Yeah, where they at? They got scared at home. Right here. To get that, Marino's the real champ.
Screw off.
How's he the real champ? We don't care. Nobody likes you.
You're mean. You know what you need to do? You're a mean ball player. I need to find a new profession. That's what I need. Get out of here.
I heard the old Mr. Clean got retired.
We'll smack the piss right out of him.
Introducing their opponents, they are the new ACW Unified Tag Team Champions, Cowpoke and Corey Sparks. Suplex Country!
What's up? What's up? How are we doing?
Corey Sparks, the new Unified Tag Team Champions. Stiff competition today. No strangers to gold, the franchise players. What's your approach today?
What's my approach is that I'm going to kick a little Shane Douglas and Nick Hamrick Keister. That's my approach. What about you, Corey?
Me and Nick Hamrick are no strangers to each other. We battle all over the place. Today we keep our gold against the franchise players, and Suplex Country remains the ACW Tag Team Champions.
You got it. Your first title defense happens right now on ACW.
Calls him up for myself, yeah.
Lady sucks! Lady sucks! Lady sucks! Shut up!
Send the old man back to the nursing home. 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 Send him to the nursing home. Go back.
All right, hello there, Appalachian Championship Wrestling fans. Welcome back to the Compound for another edition of Underground Assault. This is our 10th anniversary show, a super big occasion, a big celebration, and we are getting things started off hot as Cowpoke Paul and Corey Sparks, Suplex Country, getting in there for their first title defense against the franchise players who are coming here empty-handed.
Yeah, as our longtime fans of Appalachian Championship Wrestling are aware, franchise players, they started off 2024 a literal wheelbarrow full of titles. There was so many belts, they couldn't carry them around. They had the ACW six-man tag team titles, the ACW tag team titles, the ACW Bluegrass tag titles, and Chris Kayne was the ACW International Champion. Now, the only champion in the franchise players is handsome Nick Hamrick, who defeated Marino Tenaglia at the Winner Takes All event in Oak Hill, West Virginia in December. So, lots of changes in the world of the franchise players in the last year.
And they weren't changes for the better, that's for sure. And we noticed Chris Cannon came out not dressed in any gear. He's in casual clothes, and he's been out with an injury.
He's been out for an injury. Talking to Chris before the show, he's rehabbing that ankle, looking to come back soon. And one thing about Chris Cannon, he has been extremely loyal to Shane Douglas and the franchise players, which is, considering the wars that they fought against each other, let's not forget that Shane Douglas defeated Chris Cannon for the ACW heavyweight title back in 2020. But sometimes, you go to war, you go to fight somebody, you gain a respect for that person. And Shane Douglas and Chris Cannon, a mutual respect. And as we've heard in some of these interviews with Nick Hamrick maybe not sharing the same amount of respect for the legacy of Shane Douglas and the franchise players.
It has seemed like Nick Cannon was more hitching on to the coach for the ride up versus being a partner at his side.
Yes, agree. It almost seems like Nick Hamrick, maybe a fair weather friend,
right?
And you can see sometimes when someone's true colors shine through, and it's been very interesting seeing where the franchise players were a year ago versus where they are today.
No belts, but Dick Vickers has some hair. That's you win some, you lose some.
Well, I'll tell you who does have some belts now, making their first defense of the undisputed unified ACW tag team titles here in the compound today.
Suplex Country coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Corey Sparks and Cowpoke Paul. They won that tag team shake-up tournament and cashed that in for a shot at the titles. They unified the ACW and the Bluegrass tag titles in Oak Hill Winner Takes All. And what a ride for this new tag team. They have just ripped through the competition in Appalachian Championship Wrestling, and it's going to be real interesting today as we have the franchise players, the former champs, going up against Cowpoke and Corey in their first defense. Okay, Corey, he's seeing some stars right now. And one thing about Nick Hamrick, there is no denying his skill. There's no denying his talent. But he's a pretty shady individual, as is Dick Vickers, as is Betty D. As we're seeing right now, as referee Jim Lawrence is getting distracted by Shane Douglas and Nick Hamrick taking advantage of the situation. Big elbow from Shane. Shane taking out Cowpoke too. And then taking him over, cutting that ring in half, taking Corey over to their corner, as far away from Cowpoke Paul as possible to prevent that hot tag.
Maybe Shane Douglas capitalizing on Corey Sparks' youth there for a minute, but didn't take long for him to rally back.
And all the friction of the franchise players, we've talked about this before as they were going through this monumental losing streak last year in Appalachian Championship Wrestling. One big win can just turn that whole thing around. We've seen that happen with sports franchises. We've seen that happen with athletes in professional wrestling and other combat sports. But if the franchise players could defeat Cowpoke and Corey today for those unified tag straps, they're back on top of the world.
And since you brought that sports analogy in there, it's like you have to wonder if, they have their final embarrassment, I guess you could say, in December. and then they've had a few months off, sort of like their halftime, to get together, regroup, figure out how they're going to bring this thing back. And, their success today could depend on how those conversations went.
Good analogy with the halftime thing, Nikki, because, who can forget when the New England Patriots were down? I forget, it was like 20-some points in the halftime of that Super Bowl against the Falcons, and they hung in there and ended up defeating the Falcons for the Super Bowl, but that's because they didn't give up. And one thing about Shane Douglas and the rest of the franchise players, super competitive athletes, and I can't see any of these guys ever giving up. Oh, Cowpoke with the hot tag, taking out Shane, taking out Nick. He's cleaning house here, Nikki. And you got Cowpoke. I think he's going to set him up for that signature. Oh, he's going for that DDT. But Nick, he blocked it. And a big drop kick right to the mush of Cowpoke Paul. This thing's heating up, Nikki.
Yeah, while the franchise players might have been talking about how to come back, Corey Sparks and Cowpoke Paul were also talking about how to stay on top.
Corey and Cowpoke just tore through that tag shakeup series. Absolutely in that scramble and no-kill against top athletes. They showed where they are in the hierarchy of the ACW tag division, at the very top. But that could change today. It's Compound, Nikki. And the fans are letting the franchise players have it. They're during this losing streak, nobody was happier about it than the fans of Appalachian Championship Wrestling,
who have been heckled and mocked by the franchise players
every step of the way.
They're ready to see them get
Wait! Whoa! Big sunset flip! We got...
You're winner and still the unified tag team champions, Corey Sparks.
What you doing?
And Cowpoke Paul, Suplex Country.
Wow, big win in the first defense for Corey Cowpoke. But the real story here, look at the franchise players. You got Chris Cannon getting up in Nick Hamrick's face.
The dirty laundry appears to be...
Oh, here comes Dick Vickers with the mic.
You come to the ring with a big wheelbarrow, right? Shout out championship. Now, where's it at? Where's your gold? We come to the ring with one. With Nick.
What he got with you?
This is who you build a franchise off of. This is your Travis Kelce. This is your Tim Tebow. I don't football. What I look at is my Emmitt Smith, my Troy Aikman that should be coaching on the sideline. You need to take that F off and put an L for legacy. Because this is the franchise right here.
Shane, I've been learning from you for a long time. And I've learned what to do and what not to do. And I'll be damned if I'm going to walk behind you when you can't even walk in front of me.
Send him back to the nursing home.
Send him back to Pittsburgh.
Maybe you haven't noticed. There seems to be a numerical advantage on one side of this equation. Have you lost your minds?
Now, if I may, the numbers, you say? Well, Shane, looks like you're not the franchise anymore.
Right there. What is that? Really? You want to say that to him after what he's done for you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna smack the piss out of you.
I'm standing here waiting and ready. I bet you can't hit me in the dark, huh?
Whoa, Nikki. This appears to be a... whoa.
Where is Jessie? Where is the beautiful Betty D? She is right here where she belongs. And if I were you two, I'd be looking right behind you.
Sorry, Shane.
Oh, my. Look at this. So the franchise players We got some masked thugs. And Kayne and Christopher, they're stomping down Cannon and Shane. We saw those masked thugs at Oak Hill.
I'm honestly speechless.
You are nothing.
Look at Nick getting in the face, the disrespect. So we got Kayne and Christopher appears to have aligned himself with Nick Hamrick and Dick Victor, and we got those two masked thugs, which I'm not going to say. They look vaguely familiar. I'm not going to say nothing. They might catch me out in the parking lot.
These are scary and strange times.
Look at the disrespect. Everything that Shane has done for Nick Hamrick. And to be... This is his way of saying thanks.
A long time ago.
An absolutely disgusting display. Disgusting. And everything Shane's done for Betty D.
The new franchise. Shut up, Dick. Or take your wig off.
True colors shining through in an ugly way here in the compound.
And we are going to get our titles back. So you better get used to us winning. Right here. The franchise players.
Winning by way of new era.
What a turn of events here at the compound, Nikki.
There's not been many times that I felt any sympathy or empathy for Shane Douglas, but that was low down dirty.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll get my mommy on there.
After everything Shane has done for Nick Hamrick, after everything Shane has done for the career of Betty D, for him to be disrespected in this way, just an absolutely disgusting display from Nick Hamrick, Betty D, Kayne and Christopher, and those masked thugs.
Chris Cannon has stayed true.
Chris Cannon, he's stuck with Shane through thick and thin. Let's see what Shane has to say.
Betty, I gotta hand it to you. You're a bigger bitch than I thought you were. There's no doubt where that subterfuge came from. But Betty, you gotta go back and check some YouTube videos. Go back and ask Dick Flair and Vince McMahon and I lost my smile, Shawn Michaels. What Shane Douglas does to people that cross him. You got one hell of a lesson coming, girl. And those punks standing with you, they'll find out the franchise does a few tricks up his sleeve.
All right, we're going to regroup and we'll be back in just a minute.
A lot to unpack here, Nikki.
Appalachian Championship Wrestling continues now. Our next contest, a triple threat match for the Appalachian Championship Wrestling International Championship.
All right, Nikki Walters and Mike Kelly back here again.
He is the whacker, Layne Cali.
Don't you do that.
Our next challenger is the okayest wrestler in the world.
Zaiden Kayne coming out with his plaque. He was awarded Most Versatile Wrestler of the Decade by Appalachian Championship Wrestling.
If Jason Kincaid was here, but we miss Jason Kincaid. Shout out to my tag team partner, Mr. Kincaid.
Zaiden Kane, no stranger to gold here at ACW, and for the first time, an award winner. How about it?
Hey, we living the dream right now on my second run with this international championship. This right here says most versatile wrestler of the decade, which means I have been here since day one. The very first ACW show, I was in the building, and I'm the only one still here holding it down, and this right here shows why. We about to go into the new year 2025. We about to turn up, and we about to add to the resume. You want to know what's next for Zaiden Kane? It doesn't stop here. I'm going to be the one. I'm going to be the guy in this company to win every single championship that ACW has. And you can take that to the bank.
A decade of versatility from Zaiden Kane. He's going to defend the international championship in a triple threat match here on ACW.
All right, the vibe feels a little different in here after that match that we just watched with Shane Douglas, the franchise players, and all that went down there. But these competitors in here ready to get things started, bring the vibes back up again.
Oh, definitely. That deal with Nick Hamrick and Shane Douglas, I'm still taking it all in. But here we got another title match. ACW International Champion Zaiden Kane defending in a three-way against Layne, Cali, making his second appearance in Appalachian Championship Wrestling. Made a big impression in his debut in Oak Hill in December. And OK, who has made a big impression as well in ACW. We've seen him in that tag shakeup series. We've seen him at the Barnyard Beatdown. We see him Oak Hill, and he has made.
It's gotta be. I mean, it's gotta make this building shake. I'll give y'all one good opportunity to bootleg.
Oh, Zaiden Kane playing to the fans of Appalachian Championship Wrestling. But yeah, okay, he has such a unique charisma to him. And that's part of the reason he's made such a big impression in a short amount of time.
And the fans have embraced him, and I don't know if you heard it, but he said to the fans, I just love this. And you could tell it comes through how much he absolutely loves professional wrestling. Zaiden Kane coming in here with a slightly different air to him as well. Some confidence. You know, he's always been confident, but you can tell that the prizes are right there in sight now.
So this is his second run with the ACW International title. He's also a former tag team champion in Appalachian Championship Wrestling. But as you heard in his pre-match interview, he's not satisfied with that. He's looking at the top of ACW. He's been here since day one, and anybody that saw our release of the first ever Appalachian Championship Wrestling show, there was only two wrestlers on that show that are still regulars to this day, and that is Zaiden Kane and Shane Douglas. And Zaiden Kane and Shane Douglas are two of the cornerstones, the foundation of Appalachian Championship Wrestling.
Zaiden Kane, of course, with that international title, but not ready to just sit back and be complacent with that. He's got his eyes on more.
He's got his eyes on the heavyweight title. I talked to Zaiden, and he wants to win all the titles in Appalachian Championship Wrestling. And I'm telling you what, the kind of role he's been on, 2025 might just be his year.
And Zaiden had been feeling a little bit dejected.
Overlooked, dejected. Let me say this. Zaiden Kane, he's a veteran. And then maybe you have some of the newcomers to Appalachian Championship Wrestling. The OKs, the Gen Zs, that are maybe, it's like the shiny new toy in the fans' eyes and the shiny new toys in the championship committee's eyes. Zaiden, maybe you're feeling a little overlooked. I mean, we've all felt that at work, right?
Right.
I bet you go in there, you bust your hump for years, and here comes a new employee, and maybe, getting all the praise, getting all that, and I mean, personally, in my professional experiences, you know, you can take that in a bad way. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at Layne Cali. Zaiden was trying to lure OK to attack him, but Layne Cali, he is wise beyond his years in professional wrestling. I expect some big things out of this young man as he hammers Zaiden with that forearm. Oh, OK taking them both out. And this three-way is being held under sudden death rules. The first pinfall will win the match. So Zaiden Kayne, he can lose that title without being pinned or submitted. And actually, when he won that title in October in Barbersville at the Autumn Armageddon event, Cowpoke Paul went into that match defending the title. Cowpoke Paul wasn't pinned. And Cowpoke Paul still without a singles loss, still undefeated in Appalachian Championship Wrestling singles competition. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Cowpoke Paul Zaiden Kayne match at some point whenever Cowpoke Paul's schedule opens up. Super busy with that tag team strap around his waist with Corey Sparks. But getting back to Zaiden Kayne, you hear the cheers for OK out there as Zaiden Kayne kicks out of the two. And that's kind of thing, like Zaiden getting a little frustrated,
Right.
And I can see why. But a big defense against OK and Layne Cali today. Maybe that'll get his mind right. But Zaiden, he probably feels his mind is right. He feels like he has been overlooked. Not only by the fans, but by the Championship Committee of Appalachian Championship Wrestling. As he goes to work on OK, hoisting him up, pig dropping OK right on top of Layne Cali. And he's hooking that leg, Nikki. Oh, but OK kicking out the two. Zay just a fraction of a second away from defending that title.
Zaiden coming in here with something to prove, not only to himself, to ACW's management, to these fans, but to his career. His career, he's invested a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in, and I think that he wants to preserve the legacy he's built.
Well, and he's had a big part in the development of some of his younger talent. Gen Z has studied at the learning tree of Zaiden Kayne. And you know, maybe Zaiden, I mean, obviously by his own words, feels a little overlooked for his contributions and loyalty to Appalachian Championship Wrestling and the professional wrestling in the region as a whole, as the fans continue to chant for OK. I'll say this about OK, he has a very unique charisma to him. As these three guys squaring up, throwing down. Layne Cali with a big kick to Zaiden, but then Zaiden's got a forearm, a kick to OK, just about knocked his head off, Nikki. OK's seeing stars, but then here comes Layne Cali with a rake of the eyes. It's breaking down. You got OK with a big kick to Zaiden. And then you got Layne. He's setting OK up. He's got, wow, a package DDT. What a devastating maneuver. Oh, but that kick, that caught Layne Cali right in the mouth. And then Zaiden with a big win. His second defense of that ACW International title. Getting a 3 over OK.
The problem child, Zaiden Kayne.
Zaiden Kayne still your international champion. Ready to take that strap back. Looking to the next opponent.
Look at the next opponent. And looking to work his way up the ladder. in Appalachian Championship Wrestling. He's wanting that heavyweight title, Nicky. He's made no bones about it. Some respect shown by Zaiden Kayne to the young upstart. Okay.
Layne, Cali, you said.
And he swallows.
How about it for referee extraordinaire, Jim Lawrence there, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're glad to have Adam Harris here too.
Anytime he steps between the ropes. All right, wrestling fans, our next contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the master of the canvas, Sebastian.
Sebastian has made a monumental impact on Appalachian Championship Wrestling.
Keep going. They're getting audio for this. Keep going.
As he basks in the boos of the ACW crowd.
One more time. One more time. Oh, no, you guys love the boo me, right?
You're just supposed to show up for granny. We're fanboy.
Eat the most in the barnyard.
His opponent from Chillicothe, Ohio, the mobile home wrecker, Bruce Gray.
Bruce is gonna make that tip money.
Not me. Not me.
Bruce misdirecting that missile
All right,
at the
Nikki.
wrong country.
All right, Nikki, let's take it down a notch.
A new year of mobile home wrecking. What's next for you, the mobile home wrecker?
Don't ask them.
Adam, we're moving forward into 2025. New horizons. Ronnie's the commissioner and Brucey Jack is a singles competitor.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
And first and foremost, standing in front of me, people, is a big, big, big obstacle. But baby, I'm a double wide destroyer and I like them big. So you can be a master of a canvas, because a little known fact about Bruce Gray, I'm colorblind. So paint all the pretty colors you want. My eyes barely work, but my DDT damn sure works. So here in just a moment, 3 letters, 1 word, a quick fall, baby. You can't spell DD trash without 1 D D T.
Bruce Gray's taste in women plus size, his ambition to win this match equally large.
No wonder he's such a crowd favorite at Appalachian Championship Wrestling. As he goes up against Sebastian, and we've talked about what an amazing impact he's made on Appalachian Championship Wrestling recently. This is going to be Sebastian's toughest test to date in singles competition in ACW, as Sebastian remains undefeated in singles competition. But Bruce looking to break that streak today at the compound. So as we celebrate Appalachian Championship Wrestling's 10th anniversary today at the compound, there's just so much action, we're going to have to unload it on 2 separate Underground Assault episodes.
Right. So, of course, we're glad that you're here enjoying this part of the show with us right now. But be sure that you like and subscribe to our channel. That way you don't miss when we drop the second half of this show. It's going to be a lot to consume. A lot's been going on already, as we saw with our first match straight out of the gate. So we're going to give everybody an opportunity to watch the first 4 matches now, and then next week you're going to get to see the rest of the show.
Yes, we're going to watch the first 3 matches today.
Okay.
And then next week,
I missed the editing meeting.
Sorry. Next week we're going to see Gorgeous Greg in action. We're going to have Gorgeous Greg versus Gen Z, and we're going to have Kayne and Christopher defending his title as well. And there's a lot to unpack, as we've seen at the beginning of the show with this fracture. Well, it's no longer a fracture. It's a clean break. A compound fracture. It was a fracture of the franchise players, where you got Nick Hamrick, Kayne and Christopher, and those 2 thugs who look, I'm not going to say and give my theories on who these thugs are, because look, I got to share like parking lots with these people,
right?
And they're not nice people, Nikki. So I'll just keep my theories to myself about these masked guys. But I would gather that all that stuff will become clearer next week and in the weeks to come in ACW.
And speaking of the weeks to come, we've got a huge, unprecedented show coming up.
Our biggest show in the history of Appalachian Championship Wrestling, and in Cincinnati. This is like kind of blowing my mind, Nikki, how far that this thing has come.
And so we've got a lot of information about that show on our Facebook page and on our Instagram, so you can check that out. I'm sure you've seen it. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've seen it.
Well, if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you've caught some of the announcements about this stack show. We've got legends. We've got Mick Foley. We've got JBL. We've got Jake the Snake. We've got Enzo More. We've got Francine making her ACW debut, and the timing of that with that trollop Betty D turning her back on Shane Douglas after all that he's done for her. I think Francine making her debut in Appalachian Championship Wrestling, not a coincidence at this next show. We've got 3 big matches signed already. We've got the NWA World Television Champion Carson Drake defending against Enzo More. We have the ACW Undisputed Unified Tag Team Champions Cowpoke, Paul, and Corey Sparks. They're set to defend against Shelby Wilder and Dalton McKenzie at Nothing But a Good Time in Cincinnati, Ohio. We've got the inaugural Wilder Sato heavyweight title as we co-promote this event with Wilder Side of Sports, Authentic Inc., and Time Warp Ashland. We're going to have an inaugural champion crowned, and this match is going to be amazing. It's blowing up on Instagram. We got Heath battling Matt Justice, and the winner will be the inaugural Wilder Side champion. We also have signed Kayne and Christopher is set to defend his Undisputed Unified ACW Heavyweight title. And we got JBL. He said he's coming to Cincinnati, Ohio on March 9th, and he's looking to take someone's head off, Nikki.
No doubt that he will. It's only a matter of who the victim will be.
Yes. JBL, he's notorious for being pretty stiff, and so like somebody's in for a long day in Cincy coming up in March.
And sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, this action in the ring is Bruce with a flying bulldog.
I was going to say the tickets to that show are very affordable, so definitely encourage you to bring your friends and family and come out. The ticket prices start at $10.
$10 for general admission. We got $20 reserved first 2 rows. We got VIP specials where you get a bunch of autographs. Check out the links on our Facebook. Check out the Facebook and social media of Wilder Side of Sports. Check out the social media of Authentic Inc. for ticket sales. And be sure to check out our Instagram and Facebook for the most up-to-date announcements about matchups. There'll be some new matchups dropping soon. Oh, Bruce, he's going for that DDT, Nikki. He's going for that DDT. But Sebastian, he's got a big boot. Big boot. That about knocked Bruce's head clean off his shoulders. And a big win for Sebastian. And Sebastian continues to impress in Appalachian Championship Wrestling.
Sebastian.
The master of the canvas, Sebastian, scheduled to appear at Nothing But a Good Time in Cincinnati, Ohio. Bruce scheduled to appear. This show's going to be stacked. And don't forget, tune in next week on our YouTube channel
For the rest of today's show.
for the rest of today's show. I'm super excited to see what else we got. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, liking our stuff, watching our stuff. Be sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, our Facebook, Instagram.
So you gonna take me home tonight?
And it's been a blast, Nikki.
Bruce Gray is making his plans for the evening. In the meantime, Nikki Walters and Mike Kelly here. We'll see you next week.
Sorry, guys. I got a boo-boo right here. Top of my head. I guess I make it better.
Yeah, let's go there, Bruce Gray, ladies and gentlemen.
ACW! 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 ACW!